Hello dears, so today we will continue our theory part for the basic batch and we are winding it up today, and moving forward we will do the practice sessions required for the beginners basics batch. So this theory part, whichever we have covered until now, is for your knowledge as an art teacher. This is the basics you need to know. This is also the basics of advanced batch as well. So it is not just the basic of only for little ones. This is the basics for all the upcoming batches which you are going to teach. And this is the basic knowledge for you also, to have a clarity about what all things are comprised in the art sessions. So according to the student you get, according to the age group, according to the caliber of their learning, you need to give them all these, and no need to give all the theories to the kids. They don't need to know, but they should understand what it is and how it is, and also you can just explain to them in case if they have a curiosity in their mind, then only. Or if the kid is ready to draw only, you don't need to supply all the basic theories and all. Okay, for the little ones I'm saying. For the adult kids, like for the elder ones who is coming for advanced batch, definitely you can go ahead. Okay, so now we will just recall. We are covering 3 elements of art. As total there are 7 elements, and the first 3 we are covering for the basic beginners batch, and that are line, shape and color. And today we are going to discuss about color. So let me explain a little about color, and the color is, and this explanation is a little bit of physics area. So you don't need to explain this to a 6 year or your basic beginners. Okay, so according to the age and requirement for the thing. Okay, so don't come when the kid is coming, don't start explaining the physics to them. They will not understand anything at all. But of course for the advanced batch kids you can just give them an idea. Maybe they have already learned it in the physics also. So let's learn about that. Okay, so what is the color? Color is, what is a color actually? So we are seeing colors on every object, and color is actually is that only element of art which involves light. Okay, so you can also note it down, like the only element that involves light in it is the element called color. Okay, and what is a color? So before explaining the color, I will just tell that about the light also. So a visible light, or in a visible spectrum of light, there are 7 component colors. Okay, that is the 7 frequencies. So just imagine an object, let it be any object. So I will be considering an apple here. Okay, so a normal apple. So, and from a light source, when a light beam of light is falling onto the object, so on every object the light falls and light reflects, fall into our eyes, and that's how that object is visible. And that is again the physics. Then here is a light source, and the light is falling on that object. We are just imagining like light is falling on this apple. So as I already told, this light has 7 component colors. That is our VIBGY, or the rainbow colors. Okay, so you can just note it down also. There are 7 component colors in light, and when these 7 component colors are falling on any particular object, they will be reflecting certain colors, and they will be absorbing the remaining color. So for this apple, these 7 component colors are falling, and out of it only red is reflected and falling in our eyes. So that's the reason why we are seeing an object in red color, or this apple in red color. But if you notice, there is not just one red color, one shade of red color on an apple, right? You can see a slight green color somewhere, some yellow color somewhere, and that bottom part some dark brown will be there, some black spots will be there. So these multiple colors are there. So we can't say like one object tend to reflect only single color. No, each area reflects different colors, okay, according to the frequency. So according to the frequency, the colors are visible. So when whatever frequency is that object, that will reflect and it will absorb the other colors. Only a single color is, or yeah, only a single color is reflected from a particular area, and that color will be dominant, and that color is what we see in our eyes and how the object appeared to be. Okay, so this is the color, how the color is visible, and this is what color is. Okay, so this is for your understanding as a teacher. If suddenly some student coming and ask like what is really a color, you can explain this to them. Okay, but no need to explain to some kids those who don't interested to know the basics and all. Okay, so categorize according to your intuition. When a student appears, the teacher also should understand what all things they need to be learned. Okay, fine. So now I have explained about how the light falling and all, how the colors are visible, and all about the seven component colors. It's all about in the physics. Maybe you have already learned, okay, about the prism and all that split the light into the seven component colors and all. Okay, so by the time you can also teach them the rainbow colors also. Now let me show you some more examples for objects and all. Okay, so here I took few brushes. You can see like one is little bit darker shade, and one is red, one is another pink shade, and another is blue. So same area, same environment it is, and light is falling equally on all these objects. Okay, so we can't say like uh, it's related to any environment or any particular light, nothing like that. Okay, so whatever that object possess, that color will be reflected. Okay, all the other colors will be absorbed. Okay, hope it is clear for you. In case if you got any doubt, you can let me know anytime on the chat. Okay, so now let's move forward to the color theory. So, what is a color theory? Color theory means the area which we are going to deep dive into all about the colors. Okay, so we have to learn more about colors and color wheels and everything to understand, and this will help you to choose the colors. Moving forward, you will understand which will match for which one, which will not suit with which one. All everything we will learn in color theory. Okay, so first one, as of now we are moving with the basic beginners batch color theory only. So the colors we will be classifying into primary colors. Okay, so in primary color, what all are there? In primary color we have red, blue and yellow. Okay, red, blue and yellow are there in the primary colors. So these three colors are called primary colors. Why these three colors are called primary colors? Because these three colors can't be made by mixing any other color. So if I say like for an example, we can mix a little bit yellow and blue together and we will get green, right? But similarly, none of the shades you can mix and make any color to form red, yellow or blue. That's why these are called primary colors. Okay, so these colors are the main important hero colors of the art for the artist. So these are called the primary colors. And also if you have the primary colors with you, you can mix and make almost every shade. Okay, intermixing of these three with the mixed ones and everything, you can make a lot of colors in the color wheel. And except the colors white and black, white and black are again not colors, that is also again physics. Okay, so just note it like the primary colors, these are the colors, these three colors can't be made by mixing any other colors. And most of the colors in, not most, all of the colors in the color wheel can be mixed intermix made by intermixing these three shades. Now let's discuss about white and black. So as we already said, in the visible spectrum of light there are 7 component colors. So on an object, in case on any object this light visible spectrum is falling, the 7 component colors is falling, and that object is absorbing all the 7 colors or not reflecting any single color, such surface will be visible to us in black color. Okay, and in case if all the 7 colors are reflecting, then it will be visible to us as white shade. Okay, so example, this pencil. So over here some light is falling, and this area is completely absorbing all the spectrum in the light. That 7 component colors are completely absorbed, so it is visible in black. Okay, so this black and white are not considered as any colors, but these are shades and highlights, tones and values. These things we will learn in the upcoming batches. Okay, so just note it like black is the not reflecting any color, and white is like complete reflection of all the shades together. Okay, so all these were for your knowledge only. So after teaching primary colors, you can teach them the rainbow colors also. For the kids, you should teach them rainbow colors also. And the rainbow colors are the VIBGY or short form we know. You can keep them, arrange them accordingly, like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Like that way you can arrange, and this is according to the frequency or the wavelength. This arrangement is the according to the frequency and wavelength of the each color. Okay, so red has the highest frequency, that's why it travels long distance, and all these are physics, we don't need to go so further into that. Okay, so just mark the name of the Vibgyor colors or the rainbow colors and teach them to the kids in order. Okay. So now we have completed almost the theory part. Now we are going a little bit to the gradually going to the practical sessions. Okay. So now Imagine a kid is coming to your class and you are going to start a session, start a drawing, and most of our books or frames or canvases are in rectangle shape. Then the orientation is important. Orientation means the mode of keeping your paper or canvas or any frame. The thing is, it should be rectangular. In case if it is a square frame or square canvas, this orientation doesn't matter because you can either keep it straight or slanting. Either way, it will be square only, right? So it is applicable only for rectangular frames, okay? So that's one thing. And why it is important, this orientation is important because for certain pictures we have to cover a wide area, so we need to, especially like the sceneries or like a mountain range, or you want to show a beach, so any area which you need to cover a wider area, you need to keep the paper in landscape mode. So there are orientation can be landscape and portrait. So note this down, landscape and portrait mode. And the landscape is for any drawing that need a wide coverage. And for any object oriented drawing, use portrait mode. Okay, keeping your paper horizontally is landscape, keeping your paper vertically is portrait. Okay, so just note it down. Okay, so now let's show the portrait mode. The portrait mode. So now, as of now, this paper which I'm writing is kept in horizontal way. Okay, that is the landscape mode. And now, in case if the paper is kept vertically, okay, so you need to keep like this. Okay, this way, if we keep something like this way, it is a portrait mode. Okay, so any paper kept in horizontal mode is also called landscape mode, and use the term landscape mode and portrait mode, not horizontal and vertical. They should pick up. So each time when kids are there, you will direct them, today we have to keep our paper in landscape mode or portrait mode, so they will gradually understand it and they will do it properly. Okay, so this pro- portrait mode is for the object oriented drawings. Okay, so like if you want to show a single thing, maybe a flower vase or just a flower or any object, you need to keep it like close up, or a face. So portrait basically is for a head, face, like that. Okay, so all these kind of so much focused object oriented drawings you will be doing in portrait mode. Okay, so that's all about the orientation. So this is for your knowledge, and they teach them about what is portrait mode and what is landscape mode, and guide them properly initially. Slowly they will also understand, how to keep the paper for each drawings. Okay. Now we are going to learn about the materials we use in beginners basic batch for coloring. Okay, so we have learned about color. Now how to color is to be learned by the materials. Okay, so basically for my batches I prefer to use crayons, color pencils and sketch pens or felt tip pens for the coloring material, as coloring materials. Okay, uh, so I will just explain about sketch pen first. even though it's used for coloring by us, basically a sketch pen, as the name indicates, these are used for sketching purpose only, not for coloring any wide areas. So if you have sketch pen set, use that for outlining, use that for line drawing, use that for coloring some tiny tiny areas or detailings and all, but never use it for, or never tell your students to use it for coloring any wide area, because it's never going to give a good result, or it's never going to be a good practice as well. Okay, so let's look about the sketch pens. So as the name, as I said, this it is should be used for sketching purpose. Just in case if you haven't used the term sketching, or if you haven't heard about sketching, sketching means drawing only. Okay, so here I'm sketching a home. Okay, so this is sketching. You can also call your drawing book like sketchbook also, because you are using it to sketch. Sketching means drawing only. Okay, so sketch pen should be used for drawing only. So basically we use sketch pen for outlining and also line drawing. Okay, so the line drawing I can show you now. What are the line drawings? So we learned about lines, the type of lines and everything we already learned, and this lines we will be doing it inside, like instead of coloring, we will draw these lines inside a sketch, and it's called the line drawing. So I'll be showing now. Okay, so these are the examples of line drawing, and we will be practicing these things. Okay, so you can see all the kind of lines are used here, the lines which we have learned already, the spirals, wavy lines, mountain lines, every kind of lines are used in these sketches. Okay, so we will be practicing a few as well. This is really a good practice session for the component line as well. Okay, and for this kind of things we will be using what, the sketch pens. Okay, so never to fill completely. So this is one thing I want to show you, and we will be practicing it as well in the upcoming sessions. So you can note down the sketch pens meant about the material about, I mean the detail about the material sketch pen. Okay, so it can also be used for filling tiny areas. Okay, tiny spaces in your art, like if you remember our Madhubani and all, the tiny circles and the crown of Ganesha, this kind of tiny spaces we can use to fill with the sketch pen. And in case if you want to color wide areas using sketch pen, the advanced form of sketch pens are called brush pens. Okay, so brush pen serves the same effect but will not look bad like sketch pens. Okay, so use brush pens, but this is not recommended for the little ones. This is for you only, for your knowledge only. Please don't give brush pens to the tiny ones. It needs a bit practice. Maybe you can learn first and then slowly give them. By the end of elementary or intermediate batch you can introduce them to the brush pens. Okay, and similarly the crayons also, the advanced form is called oil pastels. We all know oil pastels, and it is not advisable for the little ones to start with oil pastels. Better start with crayons, and once they are well versed with crayons, you can slowly introduce to this oil pastels also in the basic beginners batch only, but better start with crayons only. Now let's learn about the crayons. The crayons are made with an object called wax. It can be paraffin, it can be beeswax, anyhow, it's called the crayon. Okay, so the material used is wax, and the colors and all, and how to color it all. We will do it in practice session. Okay, and next the color pencils. That's also quite familiar for you. It is the normal pencil, but the lead is colored with a, it's not graphite, instead it's a colored pigment and binding material is used. Okay, so that's all about color pencil. And as I said, for the crayons, the advanced batches, I mean for the advanced version of crayon is oil pastels, and it has in the wax it has some oil also added. This will help us for proper blending and mixing of the colors. Okay, so proper oil pastel paintings, it's also called oil pastel paintings, I don't know, still it is like, it looks like a kind of oil painting form if done properly. And this is also not advisable for the little ones to start with. Okay, this is for your knowledge only. So these three materials we will be using to start our coloring part. So that's it. And out of it, color pencil is one of the best advanced medium which can go until the advanced class sessions. Okay, so these are few of my advanced batch color pencil sessions. Okay, hopefully we will all learn it together. Okay, so as I said, this color pencil is one of the my personal favorite, plus one of the material with a lot of possibilities. From the basics to advanced batch, this color pencil can do, like for a little one can also color, and an advanced person can also color using color pencil. So this is also another color pencils drawing, and this is also done with the color pencil. So if you have proper shades and proper pencil, we can do really nice drawings, advanced kind of drawings we can do with color pencil. Okay, so just get ready. So keep in mind all these terms which we are learning here. So note it down and use these terms when you are starting your classes. Okay, so by heart the terms if you need, or keep the note near you, and each time when you keep on teaching you will already get it. Okay, so next term you need to learn is called strokes. Okay, so while coloring, whatever medium it is, okay, we have learned about these three mediums. So whatever medium it is, you have to focus on the movement of your hand, okay, for the application of colors. So when you are coloring something, you need to focus on the movement of your hand. You should always use one directional stroke only. So the strokes is the movement of your strokes is the mark which you are making, and it can be either horizontal stroke or vertical stroke or diagonal stroke, or even in circular strokes also you can fill a space. Okay, so now I'll be showing you all the strokes how we have to do and all. The more we will do it in practice session, but as of now you need to mark it and do it on your, I mean keep it marked on your notes. Okay, so I'm using a color pencil. You should do the same with crayons also, color pencil also, whatever medium, this should be the same way. So initially I did it left right and made a horizontal strokes, and this is for the vertical strokes, up down method, and this is a slanting lines, and make some strokes called diagonal strokes, and even a circular strokes also you can do. Okay, so these are the four different types of strokes, but it all are in one direction. So when you are coloring a space, pick either one of it and fill properly. And this horizontal strokes are mainly used for while filling this kind of wide areas again, like sky, beach, I mean some grassland, these kind of things you can fill using horizontal strokes. And the vertical strokes you can fill like the trees or any vertical spaces like a beam or something like that, you can fill using vertical strokes. And the circular strokes for any circular spaces like sun, or any circles. When you are adding, you can do circular strokes, and diagonal strokes also accordingly you can pick the area and do it. So initially you need to guide your students to choose which directional stroke. Hopefully they will grasp it and do it properly. So here I have done a sketching of a tiny home. Okay, so I will start with the different strokes in this picture. Okay, so as I said, the horizontal strokes are used for sky, water by meaning water, the river or beach kind of things you can do, and green areas, grasslands and all. Vertical strokes are for trees, etc. So just mark all the notes so you will remember when you are taking classes. After taking 2-3 batches, you will keep it in mind and you don't need to refer the notes always. Okay, so again, see, as I said, for the roof I'm picking diagonal strokes. For the sun I'm picking circular strokes. For the this part I'm picking horizontal strokes. Okay, so this is the way the edges can be covered, and this is how we will be coloring. The more we will practice in the practice session, we will cover both. Okay, so this is a tiny area. I don't want to make you upset with this tiny drawings. Okay, also the two important steps you need to make them focus is, one is color without any white gaps. Next one is color without going out of the border. Okay, so these two things you should keep on telling until they get it, and they should learn it and do it properly. Okay, so that's all about the coloring. Again, once again, we already learned about three materials or mediums which are used for coloring. In case if we are using crayons only for coloring, we will say like a crayon session or something like that. Sometimes you can use a crayon and color pencil together, or you can do in a line art, you can add some colors using a color pencil. Either way, if you are using more than one medium, you should say it as a mixed media coloring, because two or three mediums are mixed use of two or three mediums are there. So that's why called mixed media color. Okay, so when you are using two or more different mediums in a single art, it is called a mixed media drawing. I hope it is clear. And now we will follow with practice sessions. We will start with some crayons, then with color pencils, sketch pen, line drawings, and also we will do some uh, primary color, secondary color drawings. Okay, so all these things we will be focusing. Okay, but whatever the drawing you are going to do, please focus on the basic three elements, that is line, shape and color. So this is the part which you need to be very thorough in the basic batch. You need to draw each line perfect. If you are in your mind you are planning to draw a straight line, just check it is a straight line. 100% make sure it's a straight line only. If it is slightly slanting, please correct it, because that is the basic element. This line is going to make shape proper, this shape is going to make your picture proper, right? And color properly to make it more beautiful. So focus on these basic elements, learn the three basic elements also, keep it in mind, and start your batches now onwards and teach them also, the more practice sessions to follow. Okay, so that's it dears, take care, and I'll be sharing 2-3 sessions with you, 2-3 recordings with you. You can practice it, and the more advanced things we will be practicing together. Thank you.